Namaste. Hope you're having a great morning. And surprise, I woke up with a prompting that I could not ignore. So here we are. And as many of you are aware, I am a clear conduit channel, have been since age 5. I had an angelic presence touch me at that point in time on my forehead. And since then, I've been seeing beings and able to speak to them and channel them. I'm what's known as a clear conduit channel. For those of you who don't know how to find me, you can find me on my Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Aura Reader, where we post these channels all the time. Many of you have asked for a mailing list. I'm so sorry, but we simply just don't have time as it stands for a mailing list. Maybe in the future. In the meantime, join the group, and when we do these channelings, we pen them maybe 2 seconds prior. They're very spur of the moment because that's how I operate. And sometimes we do, every few months or so, we'll do a planned channeling where I tell you well in advance how we're going to do it, what portal we're going to use. But we're taking a break from that and just doing spontaneous channelings for the time being. So we'll begin with what he has to say, and then I will go ahead and take your questions. He's a very unique being. I've been talking to him also since age 5, so he's my favorite being to channel. And when I pray, and yes I do, he is the person that I pray with. I don't pray to him because he doesn't like that. He has always given me an expression that has shown me that he doesn't like prayers of supplementation. That's what he calls them. He likes prayers of expressions of gratitude, but he doesn't like prayers where we are expressing something where we need something, because that's fear-based. Not that he's not going to help. He always does, but prayers of supplementation are fear-based. I'm just listening and repeating what he's saying. He says, it is important at this time. This is an unusual time in your history. You are unifying in a way that has not occurred before. And it is important for all of you in this human family to understand that there is much information that is known to your spirit families throughout the cosmos that has not been explored in your brains and in your knowledge here at this time. It was presumed that this knowledge would cause fear, and for many reasons, in the collective mindset of the religions on your earth, each one thinking that they are the way, they are the truth, they are the light. I say to you that there is no one organized religion, not one, who has the true way, the only truth, the only light. There is no such concept. If any religion divulges this information to you, please understand that this is a man-made concept. All truth is relevant to your personal existence. You get to decide your truth. There is no religion that is free from being misunderstood, misinterpreted, mistranslated, with even deliberate distortions of passages. Even the Bible itself is a metaphor. Many humans take it literally. And these words that you call my word have led to actions, behaviors, beliefs that are violent and not consistent with the fact that the human family here on your earth is one interconnected, unified family. I ask you to focus on bringing into every situation this unity. The actions of injustice in your humans will trigger you at this time and cause emotional harm at this time if you allow for it. But when you feel this anger, this tension, this anxiety, this agitation, it is not meant to harm you. Agitation occurs as a specific form of spiritual awakening that is unique to your existence in the unified collectives here and now. Bring in the light of your love, your compassion, whatever love you feel, whatever empathy you feel in your view, to soothe the anger, the tension, the frustration, and the anxiety that the world and your collectives encompasses. Instead, invite a prayer, offer a meditation, a deliberately sent thought, even if that is all it takes. It is an energy of light, of love, of compassion. And when you mean this from your heart centers, when you do this individually and collectively, it changes everything that you fear. It changes this agitation. And if you can begin to do this, all of the injuries that have existed throughout all of your time and your human family on earth will begin to heal, individually and collectively. And even injuries inflicted upon Mother Earth herself will begin to heal. Your bodies will begin to heal. Your minds will begin to heal. You are kind. You are compassionate. Humility is what is necessary. But this does not mean harming your ego. This does not mean releasing your ego. You must empower yourself and release your beliefs of disempowerment and fear before humility can even be attained. This means that initially ego is necessary. You must identify before you can begin to disidentify. And then humility is necessary. It is similar to the energy of gratitude. Then gratitude will naturally be there. In my human presence, I spent hundreds of years studying and integrating emotions, feelings, teachings to bring about unity, which arose from my belief that I needed to suffer. When I surrendered to the belief that I needed to suffer, and I understood that suffering would not kill me, then I lived. I lived through what many humans would call a death. It was not a death. It could perhaps be what you call a near-death experience, but it was not a death. It was a rebirth. And this is what you're here to do. And that's all. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and look at your questions for a moment. I'm just tapping and scrolling through. Is it enough to communicate with my spirit guides only via thoughts? I don't see or hear them yet, so most of the time I just trust and pretend they are there. He states, the thought space can be very pure. It comes from your center of knowingness of source within you. It is clear. It does not require the human senses. It does not require you to see or hear or feel. It only requires you to know. This is a moment of trust between you and source. As is above, as is below. You do not require anything extraneous to proceed in your abilities, in your natural abilities that you are given. They are natural. Why should you choose to believe that it is required for extraneous viewing, extraneous hearing, extraneous feeling? It all comes within you. The kingdom of God is within you. Scrolling through for more of your questions. Give me just a moment. We have just a few minutes left. I'm sorry to rush it. question is, can he advise unintegrated aspects of mine? And he answers, I am within you. When you trust to advise your unintegrated aspects and understand that the word unintegrated is merely a perception of your own creation, you are whole. You are not fractured. That is a human perception that then becomes something that feels very real. You begin to feel separate. You begin to feel fractured. You begin to operate under the veil of amnesia and feel separate from Source, when that is further from the truth. That could not be further from the truth. When you awaken to your divinity, to Source within you, you understand and you call your portions of your being back to you. This is empowerment. You call back your power from many directions of which you have perceived were lost. If it is a process you feel you require, if this is within your belief system, utilize it. But it is not required. All it requires is a belief. How do you manifest a physical healing if it is already paid for? I assume you mean you've paid a service for someone to heal you. He says it is an exchange of energy in either direction. Your belief system is what is required. If you believe you require a facilitator, then that belief causes you to require a facilitator. You manifest a healing with your belief system that you can. It is that simple. Someone stated the Bible has been corrupted. He is nodding. And he states, however, your belief that you should follow one teaching, corrupt or not, is duality based. You are the teachers. You are the gods. I've asked this before, but I did not ask properly. Will I trans-channel? He states, do you believe that you can? When you attempt this method of communication, you are connecting to Source within you in whatever manner of your belief. And when you believe that you can and you trust that you can, your ego does not intermittently stand in the way. Your ego will not interrupt. And at this point, then of course you can. How can I best serve the light? I am ready and willing always. He states, and within your question is your answer. You are ready, you are willing in each moment of your flow within your nature. This is an allowance of your true nature to operate, and then it will happen. The answer is service. Give what you wish to receive. When you wish to feel love, give love. When you wish to feel understood, give understanding. Even as simple within the tools of your exchange systems, when you wish for money, give money. The answer is service. It's just scrolling through your questions. Give me a moment. Will things get better with the children in their tribe? This is an ongoing battle. And he states, I wish to answer collectively for the Native American nations. They attack. They retreat. This is within a primal nature. When they release fear and understand unity, and release the corruptive power within the nature, of their disempowered core belief systems, then there should be healing. They feel that they are controlled. They feel that they are controlled by money, by owners of their lands. Their collective belief systems involved feeling owned and controlled and disempowered. It will be the children of these tribes that stand as elders to heal the collectives within the native tribes. This is occurring now. The children stand forth as elders, and the elders listen. This releases duality within the tribal nations. And this is when there will no longer be attacking and retreating, as has always occurred since the beginning of time on earth. Love will prevail. There will be unification of all tribes. But in order for this to happen, all tribes on earth must stand as one. This is now occurring. Do not forget the elements of time. Do not forget the elements of your lands, the elements of the ether. Do not forget your qualities of respect. Respect the children in the same way you respect the elders, and your tribes will heal. Just have a few minutes. What would you describe yourself as is the next question. He says, I am love, I am light, I am. Just reading through your questions, one moment. And the question is, are the angels really the ego? He says there is one specific angelic presence who represents the ego. He plays a role. This being that you call Satan is a role similar to a job title. There is not one Satan. This title, this role is called the Satan. It is a role that occurs within your minds that represents the choice of duality. Will you choose something that you perceive as good or bad? This role is required in order to be in earth. The angel who currently plays this role is Lucifer, and he is at my right hand, and he is beautiful. He is my morning light. This is the only angel that represents the ego. The rest are divine beings. Those who you call fallen are not fallen. They have chosen to descend. It is a choice to help you. How do you manifest a physical healing? In your belief system. Release resistance, release anxieties, release fear, release agitation, and understand that you are the power. When you call upon the I am presence within you, then yes, you can move forward. Just have a few more minutes. Am I resisting change? He said, if you stand in the presence of a knowingness and even a feeling that you are in resistance, then it is accurate that you are. Just scrolling through your questions. We have 2 more minutes. Is there really a heaven? He said there are many heavens. There are many perceived notions of what you call hell. There are many perceived notions of places within, in between, the place you call limbo. This is the mind state. This is a fourth dimensional concept. Within the concepts of what you conjured as heaven, hell, limbo, outer darkness, many definitions. Then you create this existence as a place you reside until you believe that you can ascend beyond the belief of something that you fear. And then hell will no longer exist. I am not wrathful. This was your perception of a God that you called Yahweh. I am not that God, and neither is my Father. Source is not angry. Source is not wrathful, and you are not being punished. You are not being forced to reincarnate. You chose to be here. You are love. You are a volunteer to heal this grand earth. You are here to heal all that you feel has faltered, and then you will ascend. And it is that simple. You are not being punished. Karma no longer exists, not in the facet in which you have believed for centuries. Karma is not to punish. It is an intention through which you learn, but you are not being punished. I'll leave you with this notion today, with love, compassion, with gratitude for your existence, and I stand in awe of everything that you have accomplished. It is I who thanks you.